that was my experience meeting Pat Patterson. um, it was me and my buddy who goes by the nickname the Fridge because because he carried my parents' refrigerator all the way up the steps of our old house by himself. Not because we asked him to, he just did it. While my dad and I were discussing what kind of pizza to order, he ends up taking the refrigerator, and he moved, and like we hear shuffling up the steps and a couple of grunts, and we turn around, and the next thing you know, he's up there at the top of the steps with a full refrigerator, and he's like, "All right, well, where do you want this?" We went to when WrestleMania was over here in New York, New Jersey, when it was like the first once, I think when it was the twice in a lifetime with The Rock and Cena.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was that one. We had tickets to one of the access days that they were doing. So we went and we met Dusty Rhodes, who was a wonderful guy, very nice. He let me do an impression of him, and I didn't do the damn. I didn't do the hard times one like everybody else would. Instead, I forget which one I did. I think I just said something off the top of my head. I don't remember, baby. I did too many Dusty Rhodes impressions over my life. I don't remember. But then now I'm like blending it.
You're stuck in Dusty Rhodes.
I'm stuck in Dusty Rhodes, baby. I'm stuck in quicksand. I am in a monsoon. I don't know what to do. Help me, please. And then we talked a little bit about Dustin's book, or Goldust's book, Out of the Shadows, which is an interesting book. He takes a lot of shots at himself. And I like when he talks about matches in it, but like there's bits of it where like he kind of rambles about things, but it's not a bad book if you could pick it up. It's called Out of the Shadows by Dustin Rhodes or Dustin Runnels. I forget which last name he uses, but it's cool. But meeting Pat Patterson, he was like I thought it was so funny because he like. I shook his hand, like I did everybody else. He was, and Pat Patterson ends up, and, I said, "Hey man, it's nice to meet you. It's an honor. I appreciate everything that you did for this business." And he's like, "Okay, how many guys are going? We got 1 guy, 2 guy, 3 guy. Okay, get here. All right, everybody. Okay, take the picture." And that was it. That was all and I was like, what the, it's like, a thank you would have been nice.
Yeah.
But he signed the thing, and then I turn around and there's and he pulls out a giant glob of one of the a Truckosaurus sized thing of freaking hand sanitizer, and he's hammering the freaking nozzle, and he's got this giant glob that and he's just rubbing it around his hands, and it's overflowing in his hands. And I'm like, what the? I was like, I'm hygienic. I wash. I bathe. I mean, to be fair, a lot of wrestling fans, their hygiene is very questionable, similar to trading card game players. They're, but I just remember just looking back, and I was like, what the? I didn't what a douche.
Yeah. He could be a neat freak or a germaphobe or something.
Well, yeah, but I thought about it, and I was like, how could a guy in the wrestling business who was a pro wrestler for how many years, turn out to be such a germaphobe?
That's true. Getting thrown on that mat with friggin' ringworm and
blood and all that, and sweat and other stuff. I just don't get it. And all of the what do you call it? All the staph infections, especially from the 70s and 60s when he was wrestling in his prime. How do you become? I don't understand how you become a germaphobe, but I guess that's what The Office does.
Maybe he became a germaphobe directly because of his wrestling career.
I guess. I mean, or maybe he was in The Office too long. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met those two, and I met DDP. DDP was also kind of cool, and he wasn't yet plugging the crap out of DDP yoga.
Yeah, well, that's his whole life now is DDPY.
Yeah, and now he's trying to distance the word yoga, which was like the only thing that really like made it interesting. Because now it just sounds like another workout. I don't know. I mean, if any of you want to pay attention, want to see what he's doing, just listen to any of DDP's cameo appearances. It is the exact same spiel. Hi, I'm DDP of DDP. I'm Diamond Dallas Page, master of the Diamond Cutter and founder of DDP. Why? Because I want everyone to stop calling it yoga. And then he like goes into something else, which is like a 10 to 20 minute diatribe about yoga and about 30 seconds plugging the person and what a nice significant other or person who purchased the cameo for them was.
I think it's a lot of it too comes from like he's trying to like market it more towards like men, and I think a lot of like old school dudes like think yoga that's for women, so that's why he's calling it DDPY now.
Well,
because he's trying to market it more as like a manly thing, quote unquote, to do.
Well, I mean, he's always been doing it. He's always been trying to market it that way. Like for years, it was DDP yoga, and then and like over like the last year or so, it's become DDPY. But like it was DDP yoga forever, and like the logo was and like the slogan was like yoga for regular guys or something like that.
Right.
And now suddenly it's just DD. Suddenly it's no longer cool to put yoga, and I don't know. He does what he does, and that's fine. And I actually have the DDP yoga tapes. They're really great, but like my only thing is like sometimes you get tired of hearing DDP's voice, so you have to mute it.
Yeah,
but
don't they have?
They're really
like Stevie
good.
Richards, one of the instructors, I think now too.
Yeah, he's on some of the tapes. He has an app too where they have the archive of everything too, so you don't just have to like order the tapes.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty good program actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been actually thinking about getting into it.
Yeah,
so I want to do some exercising, and everyone keeps saying how good yoga is for you and like your body in general. So I've always wanted to try it. So
yeah, it does something to your brain. Like it wires you differently. It kind of motivates you, and like it helps you reflect. It helps you like see the world a little bit better, especially during these bleak times. Actually, meditation is great.
Yeah.
I don't do it as often as I should, but I try to meditate every few weeks, every once in a while. I try to meditate at least, for like 10 to 20 minutes. It's really awesome. Sometimes before we go to sleep, we put on like a meditation podcast, and that really puts you in a great mindset. It really relaxes you.